1st, 2022. Welcome to the Rules Confirmations and Public Elections. We will begin with resolutions. RS 2022-1398.
Motion.
Welcome back, Councilwoman Murphy. Sponsor Virtue Pulley. This approves the election of certain notaries for public for Davidson County. It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is recommended. We're moving on to RS 2022-1413, sponsors Roberts and Rosenberg. This recognizes the Blue Moon Waterfront Grill as it celebrates its 10th anniversary.
Motion.
Been moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is recommended. Y'all was such a great committee.
Only been here 7 years.
RS 2022-1414, I don't see the sponsor, so we'll move that to the hill. Moving on to late items, there's a late resolution by Councilwoman Allen. This is a resolution approving a grant memorandum of understanding from the National League of Cities to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Office of the Mayor to participate in Southern Cities Economic Inclusion Initiative to help cities implement economic inclusion strategies that close racial and economic.
Sorry, I thought we would go to nominations first. Which bill? I have several.
We're on your late resolution, Chair Allen.
I have several of those too.
The MOU.
The
National
MOU.
Legacies.
Yes.
Yes, this is a, actually I may defer to Mr. Jameson.
Sure, our.
Nature of emergency, Mr. Jameson, and whether it could have been filed timely, and whether or not if it can wait till next meeting, please,
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
record. Thank you.
He cannot wait till next week, I'll say that.
Correct. The nature of the emergency is that the orientation program for this program starts March 3rd, and Courtney Pogue is planning on attending, assuming approval by this body. He was not notified by the NLC until February 17th. We then had to scramble to find an appropriate matching fund, which we did, but not in time to get this timely filed, and hence the late filing, and our apologies.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jameson. Anything you want to add, Chair Allen?
Just Sister Cities has been a great partner for the city and for the many council members that participated and realized the value of learning from other cities around the world, so I would ask for your support.
Okay, thank you so much. Committee members, are there any opposition against this late file item?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We also have another late file too, Chair Allen. This is a resolution setting up procedures for a pre-budget public comment period. Same applies.
The question is, it was late filed because this is an idea that we've been batting around for some time, of just trying to have a public comment opportunity for the public farther ahead of time than the public hearing that we have immediately before our wish list items are due for the budget. And when the idea to do it as a public comment period came up, then I realized that the best public comment period would be March because that gives us more time, and that I tried to get it filed in time to do that. So we can't.
You can't wait till the next
You can't wait because this is actually asking to set it for March 15th, which is an upcoming public comment period for March 15th. So what this resolution does, if I may address that, because it deals with the rules, so I would love for y'all to discuss that piece of it as well. So the goal is simply to provide a very structured and very different from the public hearing type of opportunity for comment on budget in general. Knowing that we don't have the budget in front of us, but that if we have more time than what we get at the public hearing, that allows us more time to digest the input that we get so that we can deal with it. And just in realizing what it would take to do that, as I was discussing the different mechanisms we could use with council, it was determined the public comment period probably was the best vehicle to do that so that we would have full council participation. And I would like to do it March 15th. So we filed it as soon as we had figured out what the mechanism looked like.
So we're gonna have it's pre-budget, so the community will be coming in just expressing
Yeah, so what we've said is.
We're not working off a recommended yet. so-
Correct, it's not the, we don't like the budget that you've got, because here's what's wrong with it. It's sort of, what we hear frequently during the year is we think Metro's budget priorities should include more money for affordable housing. So hearing that far enough ahead of time, at least for the council to digest it, I mean, we do want to make it very clear this is a council public hearing, and that there's currently a mayor's process in the work that's been going on for some time now, that we're not billing this as the opportunity to tell the mayor's office what to do, because this is a council process, but it's to afford us more time to digest the priorities that they're talking about, so that when our wish list items are put together, we've had more time to think about it than, by charter, we have to wait until the second meeting for the public hearing. And then we have to immediately turn around and be working on the substitute budget. So just to afford us more time to think about what the public is, to give the public another official opportunity to tell us what's important to them, just another opportunity.
Any questions from committee members? Councilman Rosenberg?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I just have a question procedurally. Our rules say the members of the public may address the council in a public hearing regarding a resolution or ordinance when a public hearing is not otherwise required by law, which is the budget hearing and the public comment period and zoning bills. If the council approves a council member's motion by a 2/3 vote of the council members present at such a meeting. So do we need to vote? Do you need to make a separate motion that's approved by 2/3 of the people on the floor tonight to actually set the public hearing?
No, the concept here is to use the public comment period as the time for the public to come and specifically address the budget ordinance. So since the budget ordinance will not be on the agenda on March 15, the public comment period is open for that, to address, items that are not on the agenda. And then the vice mayor does have the ability to extend or, provide some parameters around that public comment period. But in this case, it would allow the council to provide those parameters through this resolution.
Okay, so more than anything, this is providing public notice and setting the parameter. Okay, perfect.
And setting the rules, which I think is really important, because this is very different from an open-ended, as many people as want to come can speak. It is, as it says in there, we're setting it at a 2-hour time. Individuals are limited to 2 minutes. That's not unusual, but organizations are limited to 10 minutes. So that, and we'll have a sign-up time, and there's a wait list. So it spells out very specifically what the rules are, which I think is important, so that there's a clear distinction between this and the public hearing process, which I think is also another important way to get public input, but not something we necessarily want to do twice.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilwoman Murphy?
Will this take the place of, so other people, what is it, normally 5 people that we allow or something? They
I'm
will
sorry.
still be able to sign up for
Yes.
that public comment. Okay.
Good question.
Any other questions? Okay, any objections? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Councilwoman Hurt? Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a
You're
minute.
on the right page.
Yeah.
Up the top.
Councilwoman Hurt, RS 2022-1414 urges the Tennessee General Assembly to enact HB 0204 SB 0136, the Crown Act.
Yes, the Crown Act is a law that basically makes it illegal for particularly black people to be discriminated against because of the way that they wear their hair. The acronym CROWN is Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. This act has been passed first passed in New York and California, and since it has passed and been introduced in over 20 states, including Tennessee. I think they were supposed to vote on it today, but I'm not sure if it actually, if they did, but it has been introduced in the state of Tennessee. This basically is asking for support of that, because we don't want any forms of discrimination in the state of Tennessee. And being that Nashville is its capital, I think we should serve as the model to set things fairly and equitable for all people in the state of Tennessee, and we should do so by example, being the capital.
Okay, thank you so much, Councilwoman Hurt. Councilwoman Murphy.
Well, since we have one of our lobbyists here, I figured I'd put him in the hot seat and see what is the legislative stature of this.
I was just looking that up.
Thank you.
I don't believe it was voted on today, but I will.
It wasn't.
So which makes it even more important for us to move forward with this, to encourage them to do so. Being a woman who wears natural hair, and I have for quite some time, and I have been discriminated against when it has come to me wearing my natural hair in my younger days. But we have progressed greatly over time, and now it is acceptable and actually pretty fashionable and trendy. So I think we need to move to that in our laws as well, and I ask your support of this legislation.
This was introduced last session too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's passed the Senate. It's
Okay.
actually just on February 8th came out of the Commerce Committee and has been referred to the Government Operations Committee,
Okay,
which
perfect.
would be the last step. It's already been to the other committees, and then it would go onto the floor. So.
Okay, can I get a motion?
So
It's been moved and properly second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution be recommended.
Thank you.
Okay, moving back to our late resolutions. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Hurt. This is by Councilwoman Evans. A resolution in support of life-saving responses to the recent escalating overdoses largely caused by the widespread availability of synthetic illicit drugs. Councilwoman Evans.
Yes, so the reason for the late file is because we set the meeting for the special called meeting on overdoses and addiction for March the 10th. We've set the meeting time the day after the deadline, as I had met with the administration to kind of review kind of the timeline between having the meeting, having this resolution, the opioid settlement coming out this past week, and some of those next steps. And so that's the nature of the emergency. I did look at, could I wait? But spring break is going to impact my ability to kind of move things forward. And so we decided to proceed and ask for the mercy of the Rules Committee.
Is there any discussion from committee members?
Where are you going for spring break? I'm just kidding. I'll retract that question. You don't have to go on the record.
Okay, are there any objections? All right, all in favor? Opposed? All right, we're moving on. Late resolution, Councilwoman Murphy, Hancock and Gang, sorry, Councilman Rutherford, just joking. A resolution recognizing the Metropolitan Council support of the people of Ukraine, very important. Thank you so much for bringing this, Councilwoman Murphy.
Well, unlike, there's a few things I could say here on the emergency nature and the late filing, but Putin did not check with our filing deadlines, therefore I missed the deadline. And I don't think he would have respected our deadlines had they been there anyway. But putting all joking aside, I think this is a very serious matter. And what this resolution does set up is that it's not in the caption, but it does declare this Thursday a citywide day of prayer. And so, as we'll announce on the floor shortly after this passed, we have set up Thursday morning, 8 o'clock on the courthouse steps to have a prayer gathering that I hope you all will attend, where we will have, I believe the mayor is planning on attending and speaking. I've confirmed a priest and a rabbi, insert whatever joke you would like to there, but and a few other speakers, and we'll be inviting some council members have already signed up to help read as well. And I think it's just important that we come out and show our support for peace and acknowledgement of political boundaries, in addition to so many other humanitarian issues going on here. So with that, I think it's very emergency quality here, and would like to request approval.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Murphy. Are there any objections or questions from committee members?
I'll just point out that the mayor's office has changed the colors of the courthouse and the bridge and other sites to the colors of Ukraine.
Yep. Any objections? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. We have another late ordinance. Councilwoman Evans, you're on a roll today.
I know, I have
This
no
is
late
ordinance to
anything,
amend
and then I
Title
decide to have it
17
all.
of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metro Government Nashville, Davidson County, changing from CS to SP zoning located at 3887 Central Pike. That's approximately 175 feet west of Central Court. Wow, okay. And located within a planned unit development overlay to permit up to 112 family units, all of which are described herein. Councilwoman Evans.
Yes, thank you. The nature of this emergency was an unfortunate little staff error where I'd requested for this to be filed on time and it got missed. And so that's where we are. We're gonna keep on track for the contract.
Has this been filed at planning?
It has already been through planning.
Okay.
And it could not wait till the next meeting?
No, because of the contractual obligation between the buyer and the seller.
Okay, perfect. Any additional questions from committee members? Are there any objections to the late file ordinance? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, okay. Late ordinance, Councilwoman Evans. This is another an ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, zoning ordinance by council on a portion of a planned unit development located at 3887 Central Pike, Zone CS, all which are described within. Is this a complement to what we just, okay. Are there any objections? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Councilwoman Allen, you also have a late amendment. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 2.213 of the Metropolitan Code to create a mechanism for the implementation of inclusionary housing incentive program. Councilwoman Allen.
Thanks, I'm gonna end up deferring this, so
Okay.
I don't need to move the amendment at this point.
You need to move the amendment?
I do not need to move the
You do
amendment.
not? Okay. You're gonna defer it for,
This bill has, this is a companion bill to another one that,
Okay.
when I defer this, it will in essence defer it indefinitely, but
okay.
on the floor.
Okay. And just for the viewing audience, these items that were late filed, the respective sponsors of the legislation, they are moved to suspend the rules on the council floor.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're on to elections and confirmations. We have Metro Arts Commission appointment of Ms. Lakeisha Harris for a term expiring February 24th, 2026. Is Ms. Harris present? Okay, would you mind sitting right here? So committee members can see you, Ms. Harris. Thank you for joining us today at the Rules and Confirmations and Public Elections Committee. I forgot which committee it was.
You got the whole name in there, didn't you?
She rubs off on me. She rubs off on me. Thank you for joining us. If you can just briefly tell us why you're seeking to serve, and you're still a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
Okay. Just briefly tell us why you're seeking to serve.
I am a product of Metro Public Schools. I graduated from Tennessee State University, and I have just a heart of wanting to serve. I want to add that this is my mom here, and this isn't scripted, but she said something earlier as we were waiting of, Lakeisha, I need you to serve and actually use your voice to make a difference and not just join a board, just to join. And so, Mom, that really stuck with me that I want to use my voice. I want to use my influence. I do have a fan club and tribe of people here, and I recognize the privilege and responsibility that I have, and I just really just want to amplify creatives in Nashville as well as bring and uplift others.
Perfect. On your questionnaire, has any information changed on your questionnaire that was submitted between when you submitted it and today?
No.
Okay. Any other questions for?
Are there some other boards we can get you to serve on then?
No. I think this one.
Can we do more than one?
I think this one will take up more of my time.
What about your mother?
Mom, do you want to say?
She said no either. Councilman Pulley.
Ms. Harris, there's a lot of red there. Are you a Delta?
Oh no.
You're not?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Ignore him.
It's a power color.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
You didn't even know I knew what
Move
that
to
was.
approve. Move to
Okay, it's
approve.
been moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Harris. Moving on to Metro Arts Commission appointment of Ms. Diana Perez for a term expiring February 24th. Yes, ma'am. 2026. You can come up here, Ms. Perez.
you.
Y'all are so shy. This is the best committee in the whole wide world. There's no place to put.
There's no place like home.
Thank you for joining us, Ms. Perez. Has any of your information changed on your questionnaire between when you submitted and today?
I believe I left in blank my current job because I had just resigned and I'm starting a new one next week. So I'm in between that break. So I don't think I have that there yet. but-
Okay, and you're still a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
Okay, just tell us briefly why you're seeking to serve.
Well, back in Colombia, I'm from Colombia, South America. I used to work for the Office of the Governor. I just loved that sector. I've been working here in a number of areas, so it's always involved with the community. I'm an advocate and ambassador, I must say, for the Hispanic community and immigrant, and I know there is a lot of talent and arts. And my background in arts is specifically in dance, and I love to see that more and more. Just advocate for that, but also make sure that all the funds and the way they are distributed and in a way of an equity and equality, as we'll say. So
Okay, thank you. Any questions or concerns from committee? Okay, need a motion?
Well, I think that clearly art is always a universal language for all of us, and so I would love to move for approval.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Murphy. Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we got 6 here. Ms. Campbell West.
Miss Chair.
Yes.
I'm Jim Schmidt. I'm the chair of the Metro Arts Commission.
Jim, I know who you are.
I'm sorry.
The viewing audience doesn't know who he
I
is.
heard an idea. I don't. Miss West is not here that I'm aware of. I don't know.
Move to
if there's-
defer one meeting?
She's had some. I know she's had some. Well, Mike may have some.
No one's bringing it up in 2 weeks. There's not a desperate.
She's
there no
she's a
information?
reappointment as
Okay.
well. She's on the commission currently. I know she's had some family medical issues, so that may have been the delay. But
But we're not under any
Mr.
time.
Jameson, no timeline?
Correct.
Okay.
Move to defer one meeting. Do we
Okay.
think one meeting's enough?
I think her mother's had some health issues, so I know taking care of her has been a challenge.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to defer one meeting. It's moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, just let me double check right here. I believe that's all our agenda items. Thank you, Ms. Harris and Ms. Perez for offering yourself up to serve this fun, great city. Any announcements from committee members? Okay, with that, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
So let me write this real neat for,